Hey guys, and welcome to Crazy Burger. So in this video we're going to have a look at the roadmap for Evercade in 2023 and what that could potentially look like. Yep, it's an unofficial guide, so take this with a pinch of salt. Let's have a look next. So before we get started guys, just a disclaimer saying this is just my own opinion. It's completely unofficial and nothing to do with what the actual roadmap will look like. But what we do know that we are definitely going to start January with Indie Heroes 2. At the time of this video, Indie Heroes 2 was due at the end of January, and that is still the case. So hopefully we'll see that very soon. It's a decent enough collection, not as good as the first collection, right enough. So let's have a look at what else we could possibly see throughout this year. So no doubt one of the next carts that we should see a release of is the Amiga Collection 1. Now, not sure if that will be the next collection, but I suspect we'll probably miss February and we'll probably jump to March. Given the fact that nothing's actually been announced as yet, I would suspect we could jump to March or maybe even April time, the time we get the next releases. And I'm pretty sure the next one will probably be Amiga Collection 1. What games that will be, I have no idea. I hope it's probably Alien Breed. Some of them would be good. The fact that we've already got a Team 17 sort of collection probably bodes well that we should see some of that. Maybe some homebrew games as well. What else is on the collection? I honestly do not know. But it's going to be quite exciting to actually find out what Blaze pick. Let's hope it's a little bit better than the selection on the C64 cart that was released at the end of 2022. Okay, it's my suspicion that we could potentially see Pico Collection 3 as well in March or April time. Given the fact there's still a lot of games out there that Pico have got the license for that we could see, like Zero Tolerance for example. There's actually quite a few others as well, but unsure. It could be Mega Cats 3, could be an Atari Collection 3, but I think Pico Collection 3 is most likely the one that we will receive at some point early in the year. I think that definitely bodes well, and the previous collections we've had have been pretty decent quality. Obviously Pico have the rights to the Jellico carts as well, but I think this is a good bet for a cart that we'll see in 2023. Now you may or may not remember that when Irene Arcade Collection was announced, the trailer actually indicated that we would see further collections in this series. So I suspect that we will definitely see Irene Arcade 2 throughout the year. There'll probably some extra R-type games. Hopefully we see Ninja Baseball Batman as well. I think this is definitely a shoe-in that we'll definitely see Irene Arcade 2 along with Plan Arcade 2 as well. I think they're most likely, given the fact that they actually hinted at them in the sort of video trailers that they released last year. Okay, from this point it's definitely a little bit guessy. Not that it's been guessy so far, but yeah, at this point I think we could see a Cade Arcade 1. Forgive the mistake here, I put Arcade 2, but it's just been a mistake. It should be Arcade 1. I think they are sort of closely related to Plan, given that some of the workers or people that worked at Plan went on to make arcade games with Cade as well. So there's a possibility we could see a Cade Arcade cart, given the fact that there's a lot of tatty mode shoot 'em ups that they made. So it's possible if they want to add sort of more tatty mode games, which I suspect they will do throughout the year. This is a high possibility, I think. So could we see the sequel to Alwa's Awakening called Alwa's Legacy, which is a fantastic game which you can pick up on other platforms, but will they release it? Will it be on its own, or will it be on a dual cart with maybe Final Vendetta or some other game that's out there, like Demons of Azkaban? I have no idea. Will they release it at all? Is it capable to be on an Evercade system? I suppose time will tell. I think it's possible. I think it just takes a lot of work to do these sort of native ports for the Evercade, but I would love to see it, given the fact that a lot of people really loved Alwa's Awakening. I think this would be really popular if it came onto the Evercade. I personally think it's absolutely brilliant and definitely better than Alwa's Awakening. Fingers crossed. Okay, something I'm pretty certain we will see is a Commodore 64 Collection 2. Whether we see this in 2023 or 2024, I'm not sure. I think it would probably be a great idea to release it in 2023. What games are going to be on there is unknown. It could well be more Hewson or Epix games with a few homebrew thrown in, I hope. Fingers crossed. I think we should possibly see this later in the year if they do release it. I think it would be crazy if they don't. I think the fact that we've now got these home computer collections, I think another collection would be fantastic. We could have lots of C64 collections. It just really depends on what licensing and what games that Blaze can get hold of. Okay, fingers crossed that Blaze can also get a Spectrum collection throughout 2023. Unsure if they can get the licensing to this. I am not sure what the situation is at all. But if we've got home computers, it would be a crying shame not to have Spectrum games there in some sort of a collection. I know that would be very, very popular in the UK, for example. Out with the UK, not entirely sure. Much like the C64 collection, I think you really have to have nostalgia for the C64 or Spectrum to actually appreciate the games, because some of the games have definitely dated a little bit, but regardless, there's still some classics out there that we would love to see on Evercade. So let's hope that Blaze can pull something out the bag and get some of those Spectrum classics onto Evercade. So that leads us into the last part of 2023, and I suspect we could see another renovation collection, given the fact that the first cart was really, really impressive, and a lot of the games I'd never actually played. This was obviously really popular in Europe, and it was also very popular in North America, because I think a lot of people were more aware of these games, whereas here in the UK, I don't really remember a lot of these games, and they were completely fresh. So it was really nice to actually play and pick up some of these games, because they were really, really decent games, apart from Beast Wrestler obviously. But I think another collection would be very welcome. I know there's a lot of games still out there that we could potentially see. Fingers crossed, I hope we see another one. That would be really amazing. Could we see a Jellico Arcade 2? I hope so. I think the first arcade cart was absolutely brilliant. A very underrated cart. If you've not picked it up, have a look at it. It's really, really good. I thought it was one of the best releases, certainly, of 2022. Absolutely brilliant. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Fingers crossed that they get another cart maybe towards the end of next year. Given the fact there's tons and tons of games still out there that could be picked up, I think there's a high possibility we could see it. If not 2023, then potentially the year after. I think there's a good chance we'll see that at some point anyway. Okay, to round off the year, I'm going to pluck for a Taito Arcade collection. How good would that be? Some absolutely amazing games from Taito that would be brilliant on Evercade. Not entirely sure whether we'll get Taito or it'll be Konami or Sega or something else. Blaze have hinted that they have signed up a few other big publishers for 2023, and what better one than Taito? It would be amazing to round off the year and lead us into Christmas time with an absolutely banger cart like Taito Arcade 1. So who knows if any of this will actually happen. I know we're definitely getting Indie Heroes Collection 2, and Amiga has definitely been confirmed. What else after that? I don't know. I think I may have got maybe half of them right. Who knows? We'll find out soon enough, I guess. I'll look back in this next year and see how I've done. Fingers crossed we get some of them. But it's going to be interesting to find out. There's so many good things happening on Evercade right now that it's kind of exciting. Hopefully can iron out a lot of problems as well with the EXP, with firmware updates as we go. But yeah, who knows guys, who knows? So what else? What other possibilities could we see? Could we see Atari Collection 3? Could we see Atari Lynx Collection 3, an Amstrad Collection, TurboGrafx PC Engine, an MSX Collection, Technos Arcade 2? What about a Data East Collection 2, like a console collection, or even an arcade collection 2? Either or would be fine to me. SNK, like Metal Slug Collections, who knows? Dotemu, which is a sort of French publisher, they actually made the games like Shredder's Revenge, the Turtles game. And what about a Namco Arcade Collection 1? Could we sign them up again and get them on board? What about Mega Cats Collection 3, Thalamus, System 3 for Commodore 64? The list is really endless, and this hopefully could go on for years. Fingers crossed that we can make this popular enough that people buy into it and Blaze can keep providing these carts. They've been popular so far. We've been going for a good few years now. We're approaching sort of third year, which is absolutely amazing. So fingers crossed, who knows what 2023 has in store. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What do you think is going to happen in 2023? Thanks for watching our video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.